Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 29th of April. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as suspected on Friday we did pitch up a little bit there, but not before we put in a new multi-month low. Now where to at the moment? Well, we have got a weekly pivot above. I'm sort of split here. We could see a bigger correction. That bar on Friday, that 4-hourly bar, I did sort of look at it and think, well, is this a bullish reversal here? And well, I think the key point is how we react to it. If we break the highs of it, then I've become a bit more bullish for the short term. At the moment, there's most of me still really doesn't like the euro dollar and is bearish, but I can't ignore what the charts are showing. So for the moment, as I say, I'm open-minded. If it breaks, if I can draw this on there, it's somewhere around about there. If it breaks that sort of level, it could be breaking. It's already touched the daily pivot on my other data, so that looks like this daily pivot slightly out. But it could be breaking back down towards those lows there, the S1. I'd certainly be looking at the potential if it breaks down here, and it is the question if it breaks down. A push beyond that weekly pivot and Friday's highs there, that really opens up to perhaps a bit more upside, and for now looking towards that 6200. So that's where I'm sitting with the euro. Pound wise, let's have a look on the dailies first, and the pound's already caught its weekly pivot there. You can see that much. It's into its 4-hourly 34 again. Now again, it's got one of those bars. The bar wasn't quite so bold as the euro in some respects, in terms it didn't make the new low on the bar as well. It's still quite a key bar, I think. If we start breaking the highs of it again, maybe we'll see a bit more dollar bearishness. Well, when I keep on seeing dollar bullishness starts coming in a little bit too much, I do wonder whether it'll hold on, but we'll see. But for now, I'm still looking at that potential. So a similar picture to the euro there. So if I can get the trend line to draw, it'd be good. So if we get the break of these sort of levels here, I'll be a bit more bearish. Now let's just check on my pivots there. Has that been hit? No, it hasn't been hit, so that definitely hasn't been hit. So we've got an untouched daily pivot. It might just want to pitch into double top sort of stage here and not break that Friday's high, which is fine. If it does that, I may look short wise back towards the daily pivot, maybe a bit more. Not convinced either way, and certainly not convinced with the pound at the moment either. Dollar yen. So we've got a lot of key news coming out this week. I know we had GDP on Friday, which saw the pop and the drop effectively for the US dollar. But dollar yen, well, we've got 10 days now of Japanese holiday, and there is assumption that we won't see much in the way of volatility. But you know what they say. We could do. We'll see. It's I was still pretty bullish on this, and I still am bullish in the bigger trend here. It's a messy old picture, and just like the pound, it didn't manage to kick in with a sort of in this case a new low. It was a bit of a weird picture. I say in this case for a new low. We're a new low in this either, I should say, because it's working inverted to how it might normally be. Weekly pivot above, which is still would be a draw there. Just come through this time frames. I do wonder on the volumes here. Weekly pivot to be it's maybe if it gets beyond the daily pivot here, that will be a near-term target. It still may have some further upside. As I say, I'm still sort of bearish on the yen itself, so which would let us see maybe more upside for the US dollar there. Aussie dollar, it's continued its recovery there. On Thursday it put a little doji in there. It's recovered back to its weekly pivot here at the moment. It's again really, you've got a trend line across the lows there is all I would be looking at in terms of if you see a break of that. Well, we could be I mean, this is just a bit more advanced than the other markets there. It's almost double top there. If it breaks these lows, well, I'd be expecting more downside, maybe a break back down towards that 60.50, maybe even further, certainly in the next few days if it starts breaking down that sort of level. And finally the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar, similar softening. Well, actually, similar softening. The other currencies did. Oh no, sorry, softening. It's softening on the US dollar here. Don't worry, get my brain into gear on a Monday morning. This is fine. This is strengthening of the Canadian dollar. We've got the weekly pivot below, which may be a draw. So pitching towards that weekly pivot, which still there. As I said, it's beyond that. Again, I'd be looking at trend lines to see if we break the trend lines, maybe off this 60-minute time frame. So it's quite a way to go to do it. Very consolidated, you can see, for long periods, and well, maybe the weekly pivot may give it a better bounce than where it is at the moment. If you were looking for a long entry, otherwise it may be just a case of waiting to see if it pushes on beyond the trend line. As I said, overall, I say skeptical. I'm just wondering whether the US dollar would give a bit more back this week. We have got quite a bit of data coming out, and we have got a Fed meeting on Wednesday, so Wednesday evening there. So there's plenty at the moment in non-farms on Friday, so plenty that could see a spoiler. We'll see. The data's been pretty good on the US dollar, but it's whether or not the Feds will actually remain dovish. The markets will be looking for that come Wednesday. So maybe an interesting week ahead. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.